Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And Charles, you look at the Ravens, champions of the AFC. Remember, they won Super Bowl 47 back in February of 2013. And they've been one of the best teams in the NFL the last decade or so. And now they look to cap off a tremendous season.
And to your point, we have to remember that Baltimore Ravens history starts in 1996 when the Browns moved from Cleveland. Since then, they won the Super Bowl twice, number 47, as you mentioned, and also Super Bowl 35 in Tampa over the New York Giants.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history, but we all know one thing has eluded them all these years.
And that's an actual Super Bowl victory, partner. They're 0-4 in their previous visits, Super Bowls 4, 8, 9, and 11. And boy, they had some great teams too, didn't they? Bud Grant was their head coach, Fran Tarkenton a quarterback, Alan Page and the Purple People Eaters on defense. They were all Hall of Famers. And don't forget Paul Krause. He's a very proud member of that great secondary they had. So we're going back more than 40 years since their last visit. You think the state of Minnesota's excited about this one? I know they are. They're ready to get this one going.
Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And despite his long and productive career as a starter, he had never made it out of the divisional round prior to this run. Now he has the Vikings on the precipice of achieving the franchise's first Super Bowl in its 5th attempt.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. Justin Matabike there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react on them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 in the 1st. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big booty football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
10 more there and another 1st down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Down inside the 10. A big play that time on a catch and run. And it'll give them a fresh set of downs. A chance for the first points of this Super Bowl. It's 1st and goal. Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they ended with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
We've seen Lamar Jackson dance all over defenses throughout the regular season, but this is the first time we've seen him stepping up to the Super Bowl spotlight. You always thought you'd see him get here at some point. In fact, on draft night, he told us he was bringing a Super Bowl to Baltimore.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flush to his right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And Jackson going to run again. A beautiful fake. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson going to tuck it down on the option. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They lost 2, and it brings up 4.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter. And it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. One quarter done, 3 more to play here at Super Bowl 57. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 51 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Joseph on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of the
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown this Super Bowl. And the Vikings are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense set to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson now. That's into the hands of Prochet. And they're going to get this up to midfield. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, Drake. Nifty move. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Jackson, and his throw here's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Jackson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
And they're going to speed things up here. From the 35 on 2nd down, Cousins. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. To the air again, it's Cousins. And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Vikings are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need it. And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And Jackson throwing once more. That'll be checked down to Drake. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Tucker's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. So it's halftime here on Sport. One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. It's a scrim kick picked up near the 25. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That one complete to Crochet.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. 30, 10, 5, and they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
On 1st down, they're going option left. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Play action. It's Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. To throw is Jackson. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. Open man left side is Wallace complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. reception. Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. On second down, Cook. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. Cousins now. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
73 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down. Throwing, Cousins. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. On second down, this is Madison. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Play fake, Cousins. He's got him in, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Vikings are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10, here's Jackson again. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here comes Rager. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, That's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews.
Finding space at the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He dumps it off to Drake. Room here to run.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down.
Open man is Duvernay.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Edwards.
Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Throwing here, Cousins. And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try to buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Now Hill to return it. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive. but 2 incompletions since. Now it's Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Cousins here to throw. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 40-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
First down, here's Cousins. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. A first down throw for Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Here's Cousins. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. At this juncture, CD, you normally see teams back in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have, where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a unit. Won't likely call. Game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And they have done it. The Minnesota Vikings are the Super Bowl champions, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the land of 10,000 lakes. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.